There we go, now it works. So if I go over to here, I should be able to get what I need. There we go, now it works. So if I go over to here, I should be able to get what I need. There we go, now it works. So if I go over to here, I should be able to get what I need. Alright. I am a little bit sick at the moment, so that's unfortunate, but I'm not going to waste any more time here. There is a lot we gotta go through today. I mean, this episode of Drone Wars, there's supposedly a lot going on from what people have been telling me. So we're actually gonna look at their actions today. Let me go ahead and open up the star map here so we can see where we left off last week. Let me go ahead and switch this over to the display capture here. Just like that. While that's going on, I can actually close this. So here we can see the different systems. We have the Jupiter system, the Marathi system, Inner Soul, and the Home system here. You can see where all these factions kind of are at the moment. Definitely a good amount here. Now, I'd shuffle who is going first here. So we're going to go and see what everyone put in for their actions. Okay, so up first is UNE, and it seems like they're just doing some basic upgrades, so we can see what happens here. Let me go ask my question if they're still online. Just sent my question. Okay, let's see what's up next. So up next, we have this faction here. They want to go this way, so they're claiming this planet here. Let's go ahead and just set that up for them. Now they have that. This seems at the start here, they're going to go ahead and start building stuff. So they're going to immediately build one of these research facilities on that planet. I'm going to go ahead and grab the planet information here. I'm going to go and put the information in Discord. Alright, that seems to be it for what that faction is doing, right? So they've claimed that and they built a little research facility on it to get some information, so that information is now in the Discord. Let's see what's up next. Up next we got this faction here, and they are going to be researching quite a bit of things, so let's go and take a look here. got some points over here. So, and they're adding some stuff to their roster here, which is gonna be interesting. Yeah, almost done registering this ship here. So it's just that. Should be all the information for that ship done, and they wanted to register another ship as well. Okay, that should work. So then if I grab this, that should be fully functional. Okay, what else are they doing? Okay, this. So they're already starting to do some stuff. And it's going to be building another thing here. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. It's basically splitting that up into some other forces that are going to move it around here, so that moves there pretty easily. There's another one that's going to be going over here. And that means now that he has built stuff, his territory is actually going to expand. Quite a bit, actually. There we go. That should be all that, and I also have to make sure that that's set up. So now we have that. Definitely a decent amount of stuff here. I got your territory color. Your territory color is here. Let me get your logo and throw it on there right now. Your logo should be over here, and I can grab it. Half isn't all that great, but if I open this in browser, I should be able to copy this image and get it over here. It's a very big image. I'll leave that there for now, so you can tell where you are. Guess that's that faction done. Next faction will be this faction here. What are they doing? They're immediately going over here. They're taking that. Let me see if they have a logo or not. Yes, they do. So they're all the way in the corner over there. So they've claimed that, and they're going to immediately start building things. They're going to put a research facility on there, a level 2 facility, so they're going to start, using some of their operations. So I'll give them some information about the planet. I'll go ahead and throw down the planet research. I have to get the details about the planet too. Okay, so there's all that with that planet there, and they're doing more stuff. So they wanted to do some research. Seems like they're actually going to be getting atmospherics. And they're getting to level 3. What else are they doing? They're researching solar up to level 3. And they want a shipyard as well, so that's going to be interesting. See like this. Yeah, they're just building that there. Yeah, so that's everything they're doing. Alright, up next, a faction that has still not done anything so far. They're just waiting and, I guess, idly passing the time. What's next? I don't know where they're building this, so they didn't specify, so I'm gonna throw it there for now. Okay, so more planetary research I gotta deal with. Not too bad. Alright, that's pretty good there. And then from there, they just need to do some research around the place. So I'm gonna be doing stuff over here. So just a bunch of research over here. Not too much. Okay, next faction will be the large one over here. What are they doing? They're splitting something here, right? Okay, this can get pretty ugly, but we're gonna see what happens here. It's playing this, and they're moving one of them to here, right? This one is moving to here. And this one is immediately going over to here. Just not pretty. They're immediately going the offensive over here to attack this shipyard here. But that's not gonna look too great. I'm gonna see what all the other factions do before we decide if this is a battle or not. If they build anything at this shipyard. If not, they'll take it over completely. It looks like we're already in our first battle. Okay, let's see what other factions are doing. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we'll get back to the battle in a bit. Let me just go and continue moving all this stuff. This person kind of misunderstood the assignment, but yeah, you can't claim two planets as one fleet. Yeah, they're going there to claim that. Forgot I need to mark where these fleets are as well. This won't take too long. Hold on. Because these fleets are moved, I gotta actually move them around over here too. So they moved their fleets around quite a bit. That's all the fleet movements are doing. And then they are doing more research as well. So let's see what research they're doing. More research into atmospherics. Not bad. A little better. Yeah, I'll do that. Doing that again. Well, you've definitely done some research to help them out. Not a lot, but some. You can see our territory is definitely expanding a bit. Now, what's the next faction? The next faction is FRM. Let's see if they make a fleet or not. So let's see here. They immediately start by doing some research. So yeah, they're researching Gatling guns to level 6. They actually happen to have enough research for that. They're researching solar panels to level 4, it looks like. Something like that, researching stuff. They're not bad. And then they wanted to... There it is. It's gonna take me a little bit to get this thing registered. It shouldn't take too long, but do need to do that. Guess I have to ship a registered. Oh boy, so they're already building stuff as well. This is gonna be interesting. We might actually have ourselves a battle here. They're immediately expanding to take this, which means they're gonna have all this territory here. Okay, interesting. So you gotta go back to Discord, go back to plan upgrades because they decided to build a research facility on their newly acquired planet. There you are registering something else as well, which is this thing here. That's gonna be interesting. And let's see, what are they doing with this now? Okay, so they're doing a lot with that. They've registered a new vehicle. It's gonna take a bit. Where should I want all these to be? One here. And one here. One there, and it's putting one over here. Right? One there. Then one here. Then he's building one on there. Right? And he's throwing this one right here. Well, you can't actually build it there, unfortunately. There's no shipyard over there. So you can't just build it there. We'll just remove that one.
Streaming our hour.
Alright. Alright. I don't even know how we guessed where those were. There's all that, all of his actions, and you can see there's a lot of stuff going on around here. Before I get into those battles, let's go and see what the last faction is doing. This one over here, what are they doing? Building a shipyard here. Wait, they can't build a shipyard and a fleet at the same time. So they're just gonna build that shipyard for now, but they can't build a fleet in the same turn that they move the shipyard around. They gotta wait till the next turn to actually make that. Let's see here. Okay, so let's see here. So they want to build a ship and then move it around, but you can't build a ship and a shipyard at the same time. This is to prevent people from just instantly claiming and moving stuff around all at once. Just rinse and repeat in the same turn. Let's see, research. They're doing some research over here. They want to immediately go to that. So they're researching this, which means now this over here is unlocked. A little bit of research around over here. Starting to get some stuff. They're researching up here as well. Just so I can get started with that. Because they have this and that actually combines this way and allows them to get this. We're throwing a bit of research over here as well. So that kind of research. This one, armor personnel cans level 1, so let's see if that unlocks anything new over here. I mean, those auto cans might be pretty strong. There's none there between level 0 and level 10. Okay, so now we gotta deal with the battle that's happening here. This battle. But of course, this battle's a little bit complicated because we have some interesting things going on here. In order to do this properly, I gotta open Space Engineers. I'm gonna have to open up the world for this, which will take a moment. Should have some stuff here. Skyboxes. Light show. Okay. This will take just a moment. This first battle here is going to be interesting, especially because it's located here in Inner Sol on Mars. So we're going to see if these battles can actually work or not, depending on what people decide they want to run there. Alright, that should work. Wait, There's one more mod I gotta add in. There we go. This will take a little bit to load. So I'm not quite sure what's going to happen in these battles. We've got two completely different types of vehicles, I guess, or something, I guess. So before we actually try doing the battles, I'm going to have to do a simple test. And this test is going to be really simple. It's going to be whether or not the ships can fly in that atmosphere. If they can, then the battle proceeds. If they can't, it's a loss by default for the attacking team or faction. So we're going to figure that out right now. In the meantime, let me go and check which ships are going to be battling here. Okay, that's going to be interesting. Whether they fly in that gravity or not, I'm not quite sure. If they can, it's going to be a battle to see who wins there. Seems fine. I'm ready to go and see if their ship actually flies on this planet. I spelled their ship name right. Can it fly in this gravity? I don't think it can fly in this gravity. That has more thrust on it. This side, so let's go and put it vertical like this and see if it flies. Doesn't seem to be able to fly. Because it's technically facing against ground type vehicles, it really can't battle on this planet's surface. So that means that on the map here, the home faction wins by default, so all three of these end up dying in this battle. Well, that's unfortunate. Let me go just update some information here. Okay, so looking at the map here, that's technically the first battle. I mean, there wasn't really any combat. His ships basically tried to take over, but because he set up a bunch of defensive fortresses, he couldn't even claim any of the territory. And somehow they got lucky enough to place their defenses in the exact spots where they were going to attack. That was interesting, I guess. Looking around here. I mean, technically they could slowly start sending forces back. It seems like FRM has some forces here they can also deal with as well, so they can use some back and forth battles here in the future. Other factions here seem to be exploring. I mean, we've got more new shipyards around the place, around here. You can see KLC over here has finally started expanding. SYC over here has actually expanded a bit, and they're trying to take over their entire system over here, which is interesting. The Marathi system over here, I mean, you can see this faction is definitely expanded over here, and these factions are only just starting up, so there's definitely some interesting stuff going on around here. I guess that's about it for this episode. Not really too much crazy stuff going on, but overall, we did get to see kind of the first battle, so there wasn't really a battle. It was more just ships falling out of space into gravity. So there wasn't really all that much there. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully next time we can see some actual battles happen. But for now, that's about it. Take care, and hopefully you guys don't get sick like me. Alright, have a great day.